What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Buckeye fans? Welcome back to Scarlet and Great, and we have a special treat for you. All three of the Scarlet and Great partners on the show. Myself, Johnny Bullet. Follow me on Twitter at Scarlet Great JL. You can find Florida Corey at Scarlet Great CT, and you can find the Game Time Guru Shane Larson at
the Game Time Guru. Pretty simple that way.
Game Time Guru.
I'll make it easy for you guys, unlike Johnny.
What's that?
I still can't abide by the name.
Are you going to start typing? Guys, it's been a while since we've all been together on a show. And understandably, life happens, right? I mean, between the three of us, we have 5 kids, right? So, we got things to do, right? We all
between
got
the three of us. Very nice, Johnny. Who's not contributing to this kid count?
Well, I didn't word it like that. You did. Buckeye fans, we got a loaded show for you today. Brian Hartline, a failure at recruiting, a new NIL program, new NIL spectacle, if you will, thing to raise money for the Ohio State Athletic Department, getting new talent on the scene here. And Tony Alford, is he full of recruiting fails lately? Before we get into that, guys, help us get to 120 likes on this video. We haven't gotten that high in a while. I know we've been dormant for a little bit, but if we get 120 likes on this video, I think my wife's going to let me go fishing this weekend to some of the islands on Lake Erie. It's supposed to be pristine smallmouth territory, and I know you guys really want that for me. So we're going to do it out of a kayak. We're going to win so much, you're going to get tired of winning. So 120 likes for this video. Ladies and gentlemen, Florida Corey, Sugar Shane, are we jacked? Are we jacked about today's show?
I'm jacked. I'm good to go. I've been ready to go all day since you brought it up this earlier when I was at work. I was like, all right, we're all three going. That was an awesome idea.
I was super stoked until I got on camera. I was badgered. I don't know.
What'd you expect?
I don't know what I expected, Corey, but they made fun of my name.
Did you eat lunch today? You're snacking on them.
Just brought to you by a 2-pound bag of Lifesavers, baby.
You got the mint kind? Oh, jeez. Come on.
I'm over here like, oh, Shane, maybe one day I can be on your show and I can chew gum right in front of you.
I'm just gonna make dinner Gordon Ramsay style on Shane's show and just start eating.
Okay. All right, let's get going. I got you. All right. Thank you, John.
By the way, everybody go to YouTube when you're done with this video and look up David Letterman and Joaquin Phoenix, because that's a great David Letterman tells him that, like, maybe I can come to your house and chew gum. Anyways, roll call before we get into everything. Please comment with your city and state. I want to know, Buckeye fans, where you're watching from, big cities. And I always love the small towns. We're all over the country right here. Myself in Northeast Ohio, Corey in Central Florida, Shane in Idaho. No, that's not the Indian tribe he's part of. It's Idaho, the state, Boise, Idaho. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm the White Buffalo.
The White Buffalo, city and state, please, city and state. And if you're in another country, please let us know that you're a terrorist in the comments. All right, number 1, NIL show, guys. NIL. So this new program coming up, you can buy tickets, right? You know, this NIL thing, 1870 Society, new kids on the block here, but they're doing really great things. If I would recommend donating to them, they actually turn the money straight over to the players. So it's fantastic in that regard. 1870 Society. Before, I think you could do like meet players, meet coaches, go to the practice facilities. Now you get to witness a workout. And cool. I'm wondering if this is a pretty cool move. I'm thinking like you get to actually see how big and powerful some of these football players are in person. You get to see the science behind it, if there is any. Some people just say Mick likes to hit people in the faces with chains and say, go be tough. And you see if there's any method to the madness. I know growing up, we used to do the Buckeye bench press power routine in high school weightlifting. It's rumored to have been followed by the team, at least back then. But you can get a ticket. What did I put in the notes here? Corey, do you have was like $250 for a ticket to go do this?
I'll first pull of all, I guess do your job.
Yeah, please.
It's $100 each, $250 for VIP early entry, pre-event floor access, front row seating, limited to 50, $250 family ticket package, 2 adults and up to 3 children. There you go, Shane. and at 18 and under, $800 group ticket package up to 10 attendees, adult or children. Guys, we are so wealthy on this podcast. I say we spring for the 800.
Shane, is it worth it?
Totally worth it. Here's my opinion on it. I'll get serious for a second. I do think I would go here.
Wait till you finish lunch.
Shut your mouth, dude. I do think that I would, if I lived in Ohio, I would be doing this. I have an infatuation with the weight room for college athletics. I like to see how different programs do different things. This is actually something I would take. I would definitely be investing in. So, like Corey said, I get a group of people and split it. If we're going to get 10 people, friggin' $800, split it each way. Go check it out. Be part of the culture. Gives you an inside scoop of what's going on and kind of gives some perspective to what's happening. So I think it's totally worth it.
I just want to go and like give terrible opinions, like, you know, like workout opinions. Like, I don't know, calisthenics is really better than that. I don't understand why they're doing that. You know, just be an idiot. You know, it's like I don't think they know what they're doing.
I think that would be actually good content for this channel, but I'm with Shane. Like, I think it'd be cool. You know, we have an event at my job coming up around this time in June. Maybe I should say, hey, cancel happy hour for the office. This is what we're doing today. We're driving down to Columbus. No, I think it's a pretty good thing. You know, I think it will make money. The only thing that would tell this is a really dumb idea is two things. If it's disaster, like they sell like 25 tickets, and if word gets out that happened, you know what I mean?
I can't see that happening though. I mean, this is like allowing people an insider access to the people who really want to be engrossed in the culture. This is an inside access to to what's going on behind the scenes, but also people know the money's going to help the program, you know, get the best players. So, Coach Mick has been like a god to Ohio State fans for, you know, what, 10, 12 years now. You get to see what he's doing behind that process for the football team. So I would, in all seriousness, I would love to go to something like this. This would be a lot of fun. Just to, you know, on top of that, you know, you never really appreciate how incredible these athletes are until you see them up close. You see them on TV all the time. Like, you see a picture of Caleb Downs and he's just freaking ripped. And it's like, gosh, how does he get like that? And you also, Johnny, I know us three, we all like to work out. We'd probably be taking notes like, oh man, that's how you do that. So that'd actually be a lot of fun.
I can tell you guys right now.
I would not be taking notes. I would not be taking notes on how to be born with a 6-pack and muscle striations on my shoulder and given more quick.
I know how infatuated you are with great delts. You'd definitely be taking notes on how to get their delts.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, I've done with guys with great delt genetics. I've done shoulder workouts with them before, walked them around the weight room. It's genetics. It's just genetics. So no, I'm not taking notes. They don't work hard, Corey.
Real talk, though. I've been to a workout at Boise State University. Obviously, there's levels to the game. Shane. Yeah, but it is pretty cool to go in there and check it out. So that's why I actually love the approach here. I love the
that'd be fun to compare, like, you know, Ohio State, Boise. We can go to Shane on a show after that and be like, Shane, so compare the two. And not really compare.
At Ohio State, you got wide receivers benching 4 bills. At Boise State, that you're lucky if a lineman's benching 4 bills. You know what I mean? There's a little difference there, but it's still the intensity's, you know, kind of the same.
We can afford better drugs.
That's true. The NIL, that's what the NIL is for, is the better drugs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, let me know in the comments. Do you guys think this is a good idea? I apologize for being on the phone early. I was actually trying to call Wise Dan, who is the type of guy who would go to, I think he went to an earlier event and paid for a ticket. I was actually going to call him on the air and be like, hey, do you think it's a good idea? I think he was going to say yes, and that he would he's probably already going. So,
well, can I pose a question to you guys? So, and you answer in the comments, guys. Let me pose a question. What kind of event would you like them to do next?
Ooh,
like, what would excite you to pay money for that?
Oh, I'm not saying what just came to my mind.
I think win or loser day for me. If they still do it, I'm not sure. I know Urban Meyer was big on it when every little thing was winner or loser. Mat drill, stuff like that. The intensity of trying to win the tug of wars and stuff like that. Just the intensity of that practice. I think I'd actually have a fun time watching that.
Yeah, I would say something like that. The Matt drill, the tugs. So, I would say if you could go watch the QBs throw, like even to some like some walk-ons or something, just to. I mean, can you imagine the Twitter wars? Like, oh, watch so and so, and he was better than so and so, and if Ryan Day doesn't start him, it's 'cause somebody's dad paid somebody. Like, I just think that would be a all-time barn. Like, go watch all 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
You can
throw
win
for
every argument ever, Johnny, when somebody, no, this guy's better. Did you get to watch them all? Did you pay $800 to go watch them all? I don't think so.
Or yeah, I'd be on every one like what you guys don't know is I paid $2,000 to watch them throw for an extra hour after you all left. Shane, what do you think?
Oh man, I don't know. I would just like I like this weight room idea. I don't know what else I'd like want to see, but
You want to see them eat lifesavers?
yeah, dude, I want to see how many they can get down in a 20-minute podcast segment. You know what I mean? Give me a break, guys.
$800.
All right, it's a stressful day. All right. Okay.
This
Yeah.
is,
okay.
This is your
Let's move
coping
our-
mechanism as lifesavers.
Okay, we're gonna move topics before we run too long here. Topic number 2, Brian Hartline. We all know he's a recruiter, and I've had it. Jamie French says, "Oh, he's not in his top 3. What did he announce? LSU, Texas, and the U? No, Brian Hartline's terrible. He's a crummy recruiter. What do you guys make of this?"
Well, I'm you know what I'm tired of as you misspelling his name. It's
Yeah,
two
you mad? I'm trying to fix it real quickly here. It's like, geez, Johnny.
Yeah, come on now. It's Jamie French with 2 F's.
Well, first of all, could you imagine Jamie French with 2 F's? That's terrible.
So there we go. There we go.
That is how Corey would spell it.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Were you guys sick of it? You sick of him, Brian Hartline, and his misses like the fans are, Corey?
I'm sick of Brian Hartline. His drunken ATV runs, and I'm just tired of this. He was drunk at the wheel with this recruitment. The guy's going to either LSU, Texas, or Miami. Here is the scary part, though. I mean, it seemed like Brian Hartline could just pick and choose whomever he wanted for the longest time. Like, oh, that's a 5-star. I want him. That's a 3-star who's going to be a 5-star. I want him. Now that he might miss on this guy who seemed like a Buckeye lock for quite a while, and you start to worry, is it going to come to a point where Hartline isn't quite as bulletproof on recruiting as he used to be? Or we could just do the normal fan thing and say, hey, we cooled on him. We don't like him anymore.
I think you have a point there, Corey. I think you have a point there, Corey. What I really think it is, though, I think Jamie French caught wind of the fact that we're going to be doing, public weight room sessions, and he didn't want to be caught seen in that. So that the real dog's got to come out.
He'd be embarrassed. Yeah, he'd be like, he'd be so skinny. He'd be like, I can only bench 98 pounds. Like, guys, I don't want anybody knowing that.
Be like a Kevin Durant. But no, I'm just messing. I don't think there's anything to it. At this point, we're loaded, and so I don't expect Hartline to be getting every single 5-star there is out there. There's other opportunities for him. NIL will pay them other opportunities everywhere else.
When it's LSU, Texas, and Miami, NIL is heavily involved. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if he has playing opportunities, it wasn't guaranteed that he might get a starting spot when you're coming into a place that's already loaded with 5 guys, 6 guys deep.
And there's more coming. You think he saw Jeremiah Smith and says, that dude's going to be there for 3 years? Oh, forget this noise.
So, guys, obviously we're teasing about Hartline being a terrible recruiter, right? He's obviously a great recruiter. And you could argue might be best to not win all of them all the time. Maybe just focus on the ones you really want. Bill Green had an interesting take, though, and he said basically guys are getting smart. Guys representing players now as agents are getting really smart. And what would you do for your son if you knew Ohio State was the big fish out there that's spending a lot of NIL dollars? You do a public announcement of your top 3, and you leave and you leave Ohio State off so that they pony up more to get you to go there. Part of me was like, this is part of me. The first instinct was like, he's right. Yep, that's absolutely what's going on. There's just gamesmanship. He's trying to get paid. And then I started going, wait, is this typical Ryder super fan conspiracy thing where I see a horseshoe and I say it's a zebra instead of a horse? Like, is this like super fanboy Ohio State's invincible? Like this is either genius detective work by Bill Green or he's Ohio State's version of Sam Webb.
He might be reaching on it, but it's a plausible theory, and I'll tell you why. It's like even Berm is missing on guys these days because these guys are so close to the vest and they play so many games as to where they're going, and the games have to do with getting more NIL money. Again, it could make sense that he says, okay, Ohio State's loaded at wide receiver. They may not feel they need to delegate that much. What's the word I'm looking for? Delegate resources. Can't believe I can't get that word right. Delegate resources to that position because it's so loaded. And Brian Hartline is such a good recruiter. All of a sudden, Jamie was like, "Well, I'll just tell him I'm going somewhere else." Wait a minute, we need to get that guy. And all of a sudden, it becomes a little bit harder of a pull. Honestly, it wouldn't bother me if we delegated more resources to the offensive line recruiting. Just saying.
Yeah, Shane, what do you think? Are you? Well, actually, you know what, Shane, you already gave. I know I want to beat a dead horse on this. So if you don't mind, let's go to what I do want to hear from Shane about, and that's his man Tony Alford running ship and going to Michigan. And now Tony Alford misses on Marquis Davis, big time running back. And he chose Kentucky. So Shane, without getting into like too much specifics, is there a teeny part of you that says like, ha 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 ha, like any little bit of fan animosity in there where you're like, hey, you left and you lost a guy?
Yeah, no, it doesn't always. There's some smiles going around a little bit. Now, you always wish the guy well, but when something like this happens, you always kind of smile and be like, huh,
he's the rival now.
Yeah. I mean, here's the situation. He put himself in a spot where that's probably going to happen a lot to the team up north. It's going to happen a lot because these recruits are going to be falling off left and right until they can prove themselves. When you have instability at the coach, I mean, it's a completely brand new staff. People are coming in. You're going to see some of these recruits pulling out just until they can find some stability over there and make sure that it's still the same program that it's been the last 3 years. And so, he took on a hard one there, and I wouldn't expect this to be the last time he loses somebody. So I just sit back with a little bit of a smile. I wouldn't want to be in the position that he's in, but I also wouldn't be stupid enough to put myself in that position. I'd consider myself a little bit different in that regard. So it's all on him. Like the guy, but bummer. Sucks to suck.
I got to disagree with you on one thing, Shane. I'd much rather be a highly paid running back coach for the University of Michigan than a house painter. Just saying. I definitely switch positions with him.
Corey said, Shane said he's not dumb enough to make $600,000 a year.
You don't know what I make.
$800,000.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. No, Corey, Shane brings up a good point. This reminds me of remember when we had, even 2 years ago, when we were like, man, who's our next good defensive back after that terrible defense 2 years ago? We're like, who's our next dominant defensive back going to be? And Corey, in the group chat, and Shane, the one you're in with us now, we were all kind of saying like, if you're an elite defender, I get it why you wouldn't want to come to Ohio State right now. Do you think what Shane highlighted is you can see, well, if I'm a top player, I can see why you don't want to go to a brand new program that's going to get death penalty.
Yeah. And again, and then you can see why somebody would say, and you know what? Tony lost a lot of guys over the years with Ohio State. I could see why somebody doesn't want to go play for Tony or something, I'm not trying to, I'm picking on him, but it's like that was a big thing with Ohio State with him, is he'd miss on some big guys, right? Like Bijan Robinson or Mark Fletcher or what was the
Kendall
other Mark
Milton.
Kendall Milton.
What about that one Sunday morning we lost Jalen Knight and Kendall Milton and Bijan Robinson?
Just everybody in the same is like, and it's just like everybody at once, and then I think, and then we end up with Mayan Williams, who we all like, but he's not on their level, obviously, and hence the draft. If Bijan Robinson goes top 10, Mayan Williams not even drafted, not even signed as an undrafted free agent, I don't think. So I think there's obviously a correlation there to Tony Alford's recruiting. Good developers, I think, solid developers. This is not the best recruiter on the planet, and I think it's funny because Michigan fans. Oh, it was so delicious to dunk on them on this one because they were all so cocky about, oh, you told us he couldn't recruit. Look at Marquis Davis. He's a lock. He's a Alan Trey or whatever the guy, whoever it was, Crystal Ball. He's a lock to Michigan, goes to Kentucky. It's like, we all told you. It's like you're going to get your heart broken more than once. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, comment, guys. Give me a big LOL in the comments, or LOL, Tony. If you find this delicious that they missed on this one. And I will say, to end the show, Florida Corey had a great tweet in response to Michigan fan on a forum that said, hey, I got good intel here that Kentucky told Michigan whatever, or what it told Davis, whatever Michigan's offering, triple it, and we'll be and like, yeah, that's what Kentucky does in recruiting. Yeah, they triple reigning national champions asking price. But Corey tweeted, Michigan just couldn't get over overcome $24 and a glass of lemonade. So thank you guys all for watching us here on Scarlet.
Real quick, Johnny, if this is showing today, speaking of running backs,
yes,
Ohio State might have added one. Just saying. I'm going to leave it right there. Say possible boom today.
Man, by the time you're watching Possible Boom, I hope so. I hope you guys subscribe to the channel so you can come back, turn your notifications on, so you'll come back when we talk about said boom or the next boom or whatever. For myself, Florida Corey, Shane Larson, thank you guys so much for watching Scarlet and Great. Until next time, goodbye, God bless, and go Bucks.